Well, and I was having such a good time on Saturday, and then, kind of middle of the day, somebody hollered out, "Hey, did you see there's this thing happened in El Paso, Texas?" Which is this terrible Walmart shooting. And I don't even know if he made it into because the Walmart is in like a big complex where there's also a mall.
Right.
I couldn't tell if he actually made it over into the mall.
Yeah, they said he was walking down the aisles.
Wow. But at the Walmart.
At the Walmart.
Right, at the Walmart.
Okay, but did he get over to the mall?
I don't think so.
I don't think he made it to the mall, but just Walmart.
Okay, but they just had a lot of people then in the mall who they had to evacuate and everything else, because we saw some of those videos. And I saw even videos from inside the Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there were people that drive, 4 hours from Mexico coming over the border to shop at that Walmart.
Well, El Paso, it's right, right on the border there.
I have a tough time reading the stories, but you hear about the stories of, just heroic efforts. A mom saving her 2-month-old child, jumping in front of the baby, dying. That's, it's just
and her husband.
gut-wrenching. Yeah, to read about her husband passed as well.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah, brother-in-law said that today, that his brother, who was the husband of the girl that, covered the baby, the 2-month-old.
Mm-hmm. So these are, it just, not only do you feel for these people, their families, but also you have that sense of, hey, this could happen anywhere. I shop, I go to a bar, I've been to bars, and so that's how all of our collective national psyche feels right now.
Yeah.
Senseless copycats.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, senseless copycat. I mean, we don't even know what the motive was. I personally don't think. I mean, I'm not accepting of what the media has tried to jump right to the conclusion of, although perhaps the guy in El Paso, and, we were kind of talking pre-show about this, and, of the two, I mean, he seems like, okay, there's the potential that there's some kind of racism or white supremacy there, although I think it's kind of a mixed bag. I mean, I did not, I have read those manifestos before. It's pretty tough to do, I have to say. I mean, it's tough to kind of sit there and slog through. Mm-hmm. You don't even know, let's be honest, we don't even know for sure that it's what the person wrote,
right.
as opposed to something somebody created maybe beforehand or after the fact to post the next time one of these things happens.
And clearly it's not a sane person.
Yeah, it's kind of the ramblings of a mad person. But it seemed like the guy in El Paso's manifesto, which I think is the only one of the two who, supposedly a manifesto was posted, it was kind of a mixed bag. In other words, there were portions of it that were railing on corporations, portions of it that were talking about the environment, and I think it's a real shame that we have such a rush to politicize these shootings every single time. And that's kind of, and now we've got, and Pat, you're showing us the president is now speaking, and he was going to give an address starting.
Are on the ground, and I have directed them to provide any and all assistance required, whatever is needed. The shooter in El Paso posted a manifesto online consumed by racist hate. In one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy. These sinister ideologies must be defeated. Hate has no place in America. Hatred warps the mind, ravages the heart, and devours the soul. We have asked the FBI to identify all further resources they need to investigate and disrupt hate crimes and domestic terrorism, whatever they need. We must recognize that the Internet has provided a dangerous avenue to radicalize disturbed minds and perform demented acts. We must shine light on the dark recesses of the Internet and stop mass murders before they start. The Internet, likewise, is used for human trafficking, illegal drug distribution, and so many other heinous crimes. The perils of the Internet and social media cannot be ignored, and they will not be ignored. In the 2 decades since Columbine, our nation has watched with rising horror and dread as one mass shooting has followed another, over and over again, decade after decade. We cannot allow ourselves to feel powerless. We can and will stop this evil contagion. In that task, we must honor the sacred memory of those we have lost by acting as one people. Open wounds cannot heal if we are divided. We must seek real bipartisan solutions. We have to do that in a bipartisan manner that will truly make America safer and better for all. First, we must do a better job of identifying and acting on early warning signs. I am directing the Department of Justice to work in partnership with local, state, and federal agencies, as well as social media companies, to develop tools that can detect mass shooters before they strike. As an example, the monster in the Parkland High School in Florida had many red flags against him, and yet nobody took decisive action. Nobody did anything. Why not? Second, we must stop the glorification of violence in our society. This includes the gruesome and grisly video games that are now commonplace. It is too easy today for troubled youth to surround themselves with a culture that celebrates violence. We must stop or substantially reduce this, and it has to begin immediately. Cultural change is hard, but each of us can choose to build a culture that celebrates the inherent worth and dignity of every human life. That's what we have to do. Third, we must reform our mental health laws to better identify mentally disturbed individuals who may commit acts of violence and make sure those people not only get treatment, but when necessary, involuntary confinement. Mental illness and hatred pulls the trigger, not the gun. Fourth, we must make sure that those judged to pose a grave risk to public safety do not have access to firearms, and that if they do, those firearms can be taken through rapid due process. That is why I have called for red flag laws, also known as extreme risk protection orders. Today, I'm also directing the Department of Justice to propose legislation ensuring that those who commit hate crimes and mass murders face the death penalty, and that this capital punishment be delivered quickly, decisively, and without years of needless delay. These are just a few of the areas of cooperation that we can pursue. I am open and ready to listen and discuss all ideas that will actually work and make a very big difference. Republicans and Democrats have proven that we can join together in a bipartisan fashion to address this plague.
Thank you for listening to the Morgan Streetman Show. We hope you enjoyed what you heard, and if you did, please click like and subscribe to help us out. And remember that we recommend that you exercise your brain at least once a week.